Welcome back, everyone. We are once again in Ultimate General Gettysburg, and we are continuing the battle. Even though we had this position in the last battle and we're holding very nicely here, for some reason the computer has drawn me back to this position. Now, we will be getting no reinforcements. Yay. But the enemy is outnumbered by nearly 2-to-1. So, I'm not too concerned. I'm a bit concerned, but not really concerned. Now, the reason I'm concerned, primary reason, is because if you notice, a lot of our units are very beaten. They've been beaten up a lot. So, no reinforcements, but the enemy will be getting considerable amounts. Even though it won't be excessively large, it's still going to be more than, you don't want the enemy to get any reinforcements, but they're going to get them. So I'm going to go ahead and retreat artillery because, I hate to say this, but artillery is going to be probably one of the key things in this battle. And as long as they're out there in the front, which is an old Napoleonic era tactic, I believe, put the artillery right on the line and fire point blank into them. Now, what I'm going to do is just retreat artillery all up into this area. Grab Butler and move some of his artillery back here. Actually, I feel like somebody... Now, I don't believe I can find out what type of gun they're using. I don't believe range is an issue in this game. Pickett's division is marching in. Oh boy. That's a heavy battery. Doesn't really tell me much. All right, get Brooks into position, or Brook into position. The enemy's moving artillery forward. We're moving artillery backwards. So, yeah, we'll see how that works out for us. Hopefully it'll work out pretty nice. First Vermont, Bartlett. Okay, this area is in really good shape because, it's got some good, strong units that have high morale. Over here is where, we've been fighting and things are not as good of condition as they should be. But, yeah, I'm hoping, and well, fortunately for us, the enemy is doing what I was hoping they would do. They're attacking across the top. We'll do what we can to hold the position. Artillery will be massed right about here, so it should be able to handle all of this flank. We'll also mass artillery here, which will help, I believe. Some artillery is further back, which will give us some fire. All right, but the enemy is, I believe, going to press. I have no clue. I mean, think about it. I mean, they're moving up infantry here. They've got artillery. We're defending. Essentially, we're encircled. We're backed into a corner. It's the best. Let's move Tilton this direction. Get Tilton and a few units into this key area. The odds are, let's move you here. Now, we've got units like the Louisiana Tigers moving this direction, and Rumsur, Iverson, Doles. Let's see, and then Gordon and some other unit, which I don't know. Can't read that. Avery. And Smith is, of course, here. Not really that big of a deal. Biddle. And then, okay, so we're in good shape over here. And let's see, that's 15,000 victory points. 10,000 victory points. So, yeah. Okay, let's move up on the ridge. Move Smith into here. I'm going to move this artillery up here. The reason being, don't care about this lower portion of the battlefield. It's not of any importance really to us. This is important and this is important. So this area. Now we're going to continue holding this position, but I want to get artillery so we can get some point blank shots when they attack this line. I feel they're going to charge us. Exactly where, I'm not sure, but I do know that they will charge us at some point. So I'm going to go ahead and move this artillery down to here just to play it safe. And that's a pretty good position. All right, so that's good. That's good. Terrible. All of these artillery units. But that's fine there. Oh, no, it's not. You know what? Here we go. Perfect. Okay. So they're moving troops into position, but they're not attacking. We're about a third of the way through the battle, so, Again, we are in a situation where we're just waiting to see, can we make it through this battle? Can we try to not lose troops early on? That's what this battle is going to be. Both armies are going to be pretty much completely worn out by the end of Gettysburg. The key thing is the Union can reinforce the Confederates have basically spent, whatever they lose here basically is their entire army. I mean, there's more troops, but they don't have enough forces to actually make an offensive action. It's kind of like in World War II. After the Battle of the Bulge, the Germans had no option. They had basically used all of their attacking power on the Western Front, and there was no way they could win at that point after they had exhausted their troops there. So, I mean, you know, the same tactic. Both problems actually are almost identical with too much direct assault. Now, let's see. Although the Bulge was a semi-smart move, I believe. Can't get my tongue working. All right, let's see. Schweitzer, backing them up. All right, forward. Okay, and it's mainly artillery. An artillery duel that is quickly going to become something more. Gibraltar Brigade, okay, they basically are gone. Stannard, moving him up. McCandles. Alright, so they're moving troops forward here, but Doles is going to just get shredded. Forward, get back in line, get ready. Enemies moving up here. They're beating on the Arm Brigade. I'm going to fall back the Arm Brigade. I don't want to see it die in one wasteful battle. I'm going to try to destroy everybody. They're not going to press hard here. They are going to press here. It's a good idea because this flank is weak. Are you? Ward is infantry. Move Ward down here, just kind of as... He can't do much, but he can hold. They may attack this. They're going to attack this position, definitely. So Ward is going to have to move up. And we'll move the 1st Vermont over. Bartlett will try to hold them here. And Webb. Lots of shattered units. Okay, we're about halfway through. Okay. Again, I'm just hoping against hope that we can keep up enough of our forces to make it through to the end of the battle. This artillery is going to go up there because they can see out. This was why earlier on in the game I was so focused on destroying some of the artillery. I knew that towards the end of the game it becomes something of an artillery duel. Not much of one. I'm going to see if I can hit Armstead just a little bit. Halt. Stannard. Come on, Stannard. I'm just hoping that we can get just about through with this. All right, so here we go. Come on, hold tight. It's a race against the clock isn't the correct term. Wishing the clock would run faster is what we're doing, but still not exactly accurate. Our artillery, they don't really have any infantry power here. In fact, they're not really doing much at all. I'm guessing they're waiting for reinforcements. I'm basically putting the 1st Vermont on that position because it is our best bet currently. What unit is this? I'm turning Shaler, who is one of our only good, strong units, to kind of turn to face Ramseur. Halt. Alright, Gordon is falling back. Fantastic. And I'm going to move Paul across now. These units should be able to hold the hill and, in turn, hold Cemetery Hill as well. Alright, so Smith move forward. Tilton. It's basically an artillery duel at this point. Get ready to volley. Prepare to fire. Units are retreating off the field constantly, so not good for us. Okay, let's see. Okay, we've broken Gordon back. Not completely destroyed him, but we've driven him back. This position is strong. Moving Paul across probably is a good move. I'll have to leave these units here. We'll rely on the artillery to do its job. Vermont, pretty low morale, actually. Need to hold this position, so he's got to remain there. I Corps Commander got to remain there as well. Stannard. Actually, I think the I Corps Commander maybe needed more over here. Second Corps. Who are you commanding? Okay, you command Webb and a few other... Harlow, a few other units. Alright, artillery is getting off shots. Okay, Gordon is advancing again. Stannard is collapsed. Okay, yeah, Stannard's falling back. That's okay, I'm gonna leave him there. Just gonna have to hold. We're just, at this point, we're just holding. We are about 3/4 of the way through the battle, so assuming they don't actually make any aggressive actions, we should be able to hold all of our positions. However, if they press any of our positions too hard, we will collapse. Grab the I Corps Commander and run him directly into this position. Grab this artillery, move it back, and just hope that positioning was decent. Fisher's broken and is falling back. Weed, pretty bad morale at this point. Move both of these guns back, hope that they can assist us. Get Fisher to fire on the flank of Armstead. Stannard is falling back. They're our only unit on that flank that really has the manpower to hold them back. We are now definitely 1/4 of the way through the battle. The enemy is shifting its forces down towards the southern portion of the battlefield. I understand why, but it's not a good thing for us. However, there is, of course, a chance that we will be able to actually continue this. And they're not going to be able to advance over here. Could move Neil. We can move Webb. Burbank. Torben. Nope. Alright, their morale's being buffed, so hopefully they can hold up. I have a feeling that maybe the enemy is in a similar situation as us. They don't have... Maybe most of the troops we have are artillery. But no. It can't be. I think the enemy is stuck where they don't have enough forces to push us off the hill, definitely, but we don't have enough forces to hold them back if they did attack. So it's kind of a catch-22. They can't attack, we can't defend. Neither one can definitely win, or, you know, it would be a toss-up. So they're not going to press forward, although they may be pressing this flank. However, I think we can hold enough together to hold this position, unless... here it comes. Unless they charge. 1st Vermont is falling back, completely shattered their morale under this artillery barrage. Who is in command of that unit? Okay, enemy is charging. Russell, get ready to fight. I don't know who. We're gonna advance Stannard just to try to hit Armstead as he moves forward. Now, our artillery batteries are just going to have to continue just kind of trying to push the enemy back. Okay, the enemy is completely charging us. We'll move Webb. The problem is we don't have enough units in this position. However, if the 1st Vermont reforms, which I believe they're going to, we can use them maybe to push back the enemy here, which is actually a good thing. Had they attacked up here, because they've got so much artillery point blank firing, it's again, we're hoping the clock runs out before the enemy can get into position, because we have collapsed along Seminary Ridge. We were unable to hold it. We don't have the troops. Maybe I should have left the artillery up there. I think I screwed up. I think that was the mistake. Alright, but Armstead is falling back. Are they charging? Stannard, fire. I don't see our I Corps commander. I believe he's been... Oh, there he is. Gotta keep him in range. Maybe he can buff some around. 1st Vermont will deal with Garnet. And we'll move Russell forward. Come on, the battle is delayed. I know they could very well take this position, and I'm aware of it. Come on, just get the battle over with. Come on. This is a race against, no, it's trying to outlast the clock. That's what it is. All right, Stannard is being destroyed by Armstead. Took a charge, and now it's point blank. Kemper is attacking as well. 1st Vermont is getting chewed up by Garnett. And the issue is definitely going to be in doubt. They won't be able to take this position, but they could very well take Seminary Hill, which is not good for us. Leaves us in a very bad position for the next portion of the battle. It's up to our artillery to just work en masse against the enemy that is attacking us. They have completely destroyed Stannard. Gonna move the commander up because this is our only bet, our only hope, really. Point blank artillery fire into the enemy units is our best bet. Try to get some infantry into position. Move this commander up to this area. There is very little that we can do at this point. The artillery, come on, guys. Come on, guys. 1st Vermont is falling back. They're charging our artillery batteries. We are going to lose the artillery. All right, the line is collapsing. Battle is once again delayed. I'm going to leave the artillery here. The reason being, I have an idea that possibly, just maybe, organized artillery may be able to hold them back. That's our only hope. Okay. They have better artillery positions. You're seeing the strength of artillery. This is something that I feel is gone from Ultimate General Civil War, that is in Ultimate General Gettysburg, which is the fact that you can get artillery attacks that are far more aggressive. They're more effective, and you can hold the enemy. Look, they basically attacked with artillery and just pummeled us. Now, even so, they're not taking this position, and our artillery is tearing down their numbers at rates that you don't see in the new game. Now, the enemy is advancing. So we just are going to have to rely on the artillery. They're going to take this position. I'm just ready for the battle to end, because every second the battle goes on, the more troops, and I don't mean the Battle of Gettysburg, I mean this portion of the battle. Every second the battle goes on, it's more troops who die. Lots more troops die, and we need them for later in the battle. Although we've done a really good job over here of doing the exact same thing that they have done over on this flank. So the right flank held very well. Left flank was where it just kind of all fell apart. So as they move into this area, they begin to take artillery. Yes, I know we lost Seminary Ridge. Now the enemy is moving forward, but it is our artillery that is starting to show what it's for. The artillery will hold. I'll move Shaler back to help begin holding this position. As the enemy attempts to move forward, we're hoping that the artillery can hold this enemy back. Confederates secured Seminary Ridge. All right, so the battle is still delayed, but hopefully the artillery... Paul is falling back, but artillery may be able to get off, and Brockenbrough has broken. All right, guys, get off some more fire on some of those bigger units. Definitely need to get some reinforcements over onto this flank. Okay. Once again, you're seeing the enemy has tried to attack artillery. Look in here. The enemy is coming straight against artillery batteries, and you're seeing that artillery, while I tend to treat it as pretty defenseless, and it is more or less compared to line infantry, it's not helpless. It can defend itself if in mass. Enough of it hitting the enemy, and it will, and oddly enough, it's able to stand its ground. They're drawing their artillery up though too, so we're kind of in an artillery duel, I guess is the way to call this. If our artillery is able to destroy them, you know, okay, we broke Kemper, so it definitely has an effect, artillery does, on enemy morale. I'm going to see if I can use Shaler to kind of shatter O'Neill as he attempts to move forward. The artillery is going to do what it can, but we are losing artillery, I should say that. And this will be an impact later in the battle. Because if we lose a unit here, we won't have them in the next battle, next portion of the battle, blah, blah, blah. The condition they're in is pretty much upheld from one portion of the battle to the next. Slight buffs to morale between, but it's still not that much. So, as you can see, it's not, we're definitely gonna be hurting because we've lost a good bit of artillery and a huge amount of troops. So we may not be able to win this, which is a shame. It seems in a few minutes the battle will end. It can't end soon enough. Because at this point, we're just hanging on for dear life. Their artillery is slowly destroying us. I made a mistake of pulling the artillery back. I'm used to Ultimate General Civil War where you can almost completely ignore the artillery in that game. It's almost not effective. But it is highly effective in this game. I forgot that, and I have paid dearly for that. Alright, the battle's going to be over in just a few, 18 minutes, so this is just fantastic. There is not much we can do at this point. Not much at all. 17 minutes. Come on, 16 minutes. Alright, artillery, come on. Russell is broken, the Vermont is... the Russell is routing, the Vermont's just falling back. We're losing more and more artillery. I should probably withdraw them, but they were doing a pretty good job of holding back the enemy. And that is a draw, which I think we can all agree that when you lose that many troops, it is not actually a draw. Let's see what the best unit was. Of course, it was almost entirely an artillery battery. That's the order of battle. And of course, mostly the enemy. If you enjoyed this video, consider hitting the like and subscribe, and check back tomorrow for another video in Ultimate General Gettysburg. It's probably going to be a pretty tough battle at this point. But anyway, thank you so much for watching.